looking to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-Hawks. I said the K-Hawks, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapin' crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now we're good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the boys,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to a very rainy and wet Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. We are here to get you set for some boys soccer action as Collinsville hosts the Edwardsville Tigers. I'm Todd Duke, and glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network for this big Southwestern Conference rival showdown between Collinsville and Edwardsville. Collinsville coming in with a record of 9-8 overall against the Edwardsville Tigers, who are 16-3. The Tigers have not suffered a loss yet in the Southwestern Conference. They are 9-0, while Collinsville is 5-4. We have rain in the area, and the rain is going to stick around for quite some time. We just need to hold off on the lightning so we can get this game in, as this game has been pushed to the 5 o'clock start, and the JV game has been pushed back to the 6:30 start to accommodate for any potential stoppage in play for lightning. We are going to take a real quick break here. We are going to come back and let you hear my conversation with head coach Rob Luggie of your Collinsville Kahawks here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show, brought to you by Dr. Chris McCluskey and his crew at Chiropractic Works, where they're focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. Visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road. Call 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Pre-game interview with Coach Rob Luggie is next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quick as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network as we get you set for a little bit of early soccer. Boys are taking on the Edwardsville Tigers today as the season is 1 week away from concluding. Joining us now is Collinsville head coach Rob Loogie. Coach, weird things happen sometimes in this neck of the woods, weather-wise, so I can't remember the last time you guys actually had to move a game up and start it early because of weather, at least not a game that I've done. How do you adjust to the new start time?
Really, we don't change much besides the boys being here an hour early. They tend to get here early just so they can watch the JV team. So instead of being here at 5, they're here at 4. Other than that, nothing else is going to change.
All right, let's talk about some of the recent games that we got going on here. You guys are on a 4-game win streak. We'll take you back to the game that I did. I wasn't here for Belleville East, but Copatelli with a hat trick in that one, and then he comes back and scores 2 more against Belleville East. I know this is not something that you can say I foresee. You can predict the future or anything like that, but one of these guys probably needed to step up and do something like that and take a role on the offense. Are you surprised it's him, or would you expect him to be the one?
No, all year we've just, while we've been unfortunate around the net, we've had chances, and Capo especially. We knew at some point it had to come, and luckily it's, hopefully he's hitting his stride right now, right before the playoffs. If he can continue scoring goals, we're going to have a successful end of the year.
All right, and I'm going to continue with that game because that's the one that's in my mind. You guys held the ball in your offensive zone for what seemed like forever in that game. So defensively, that was a good game for you guys.
The Jabot game, yes. Well, because our offense kind of starts with our back line, and the boys in the back were able to maintain possession and then get forward and then find feet. And then, if we weren't able to find feet, we threw the ball, diagonally across the field and tried to make runs off of that. Luckily, we were pretty good at it the other night.
All right, I was not at the Belleville East game, so why don't you tell me about that one?
It was another good result for us. Thinking about the loss we had to them earlier in the year, we played well. We just struggled to score goals. We really didn't change the style of play. We just were able to put balls in the net, and then lucky to keep a shutout. Logan Rader played really well in the net. Belleville East had chances. Logan just made some good saves for us.
I mentioned that you have won 4 in a row, also 5 out of your last 6 games. So how do you and the team kind of feel right now?
Feel good. I hope that this is a similar stretch of wins like we had last year leading into the playoffs. Different group of kids, but a lot of them were around last year to see the run that we went on, winning 12 of the last 13. So hopefully this is kind of the same thing that's going to happen.
All right, now we have to take even farther back and talk about the game at Edwardsville, which did not turn out very well for you guys in that 5-0 loss. I want to point out one thing because we're talking about defense, and I asked you about your defense the other day, going back to Coach Smith and all that. They outshot you guys 18-4 in that game. That does not seem like something that's going to happen tonight because you guys have gotten better on the defensive side of things.
No, I didn't even know that stat. That's a lot of shots. I think we played well at times in that game, but I think our lack of attack and our lack of ability to keep the ball really hurt us because you can only defend for so long before things.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinus, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and, of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back over to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. As I mentioned on the outset, a very wet and a very rainy Kahok Stadium. And I also mentioned that we were hoping the lightning would stay away. Well, guess what? It didn't. Just when Chris Kettler was in the middle of announcing the starting lineups, got all the way through Edwardsville and about halfway through Collinsville's, lightning and thunder right behind it. And the referees got everybody off the field, and the announcement was made that we are under a lightning delay, and they cleared the stands for everyone's safety. So hang out with us here for a little while. Of course, this works the same way as it does in football. You see lightning, referees stop the action for 30 minutes, and then if no lightning has been seen within those 30 minutes, they will resume the game. Of course, every time there is another lightning strike, start the 30-minute clock all over again. So we could be in for a long night. We'll hang out here as long as it takes to see if we get this one in, and we'll, of course, give you reports every once in a while. And we'll also give you reports as I have somebody inside of Fletcher Gymnasium that is going to be sending me scores for the girls' volleyball game as they are in the dry gym getting ready to take on, or probably already taking on, the O'Fallon Lady Panthers, at least the JV side is. So just hang with us, and we'll be back every once in a while to let you know what's going on. Once again, everyone, welcome back to Kahok Stadium. And again, it's still a very wet and soggy Kahok Stadium as it has been raining since pretty much the time that we started live streaming. And we have gone through our 30-minute lightning delay without any further lightning strikes. Radar screen doesn't look too all that promising, but I guess it looks a little better than what we already had come through here. It is getting smaller, this system, as it's moving along, but it still has orange and reds all throughout it, so we're going to have to pay attention and see what happens from here on out. But nevertheless, looks as if we are going to be playing some soccer here in just a moment. So how about your starting lineups for Edwardsville? They will feature Gabe Knoll in goal tonight. 380 minutes on the year Gabe Knoll has. Tyler Froelich is usually the starter. He has over 1,000 minutes, but Knoll is 4-1 in his short amount of time. He has 3 shutouts. One of those is solo. The other 2 he shared with Froelich. He's allowed 4 goals on the year, has Knoll, for a 0.84 goals against average, and he's made 10 saves for a 71 in the save percentage department. In front of Gabe Knoll, you will find Caden Lieberman, Parker Matthews, Alan Ebert, Kurt Wright, Cooper Nolan, Jacob Doyle, Logan Loftus, Brennan Weller, Jack Heiderscheid, and Adam Sneed. For Collinsville, they will go with Logan Rader in goal tonight. 1,181 minutes in goal Logan has played this year. He is 9-7. 6 shutouts, 4 of those solo. 2 of those he shared with Carter Wagner. Logan has allowed 23 goals this year for 1.56 goals against average, and he's made 87 saves for his 79% in the save percentage department. In front of Logan, you will find Dalen Frecker, Tag Baker, Braden Shiragi, Yahir Figueroa, Anthony Copatelli, Nick Corzine, Ryan Knoll, Maximus Lawrence, Jarrett Ellsworth, and Spencer Vlasic. For Anthony Copatelli, he had a hat trick in that game against Jabot, and then he came back with 2 more in the game here on Tuesday night against Belleville East. So 5 goals for Copatelli in his last 2 games, which gives him 9 on the year, and that leads the team. So coming into that Jabot game on Tuesday, he only had 4 goals, and he has caught up with that in just a couple of games. So we're looking forward to see if that can continue. These teams met on the 19th of September at Edwardsville. Collinsville lost that one by a score of 5-0. Edwardsville took a 1-0 lead in the first half. Speaking of Copatelli, he had a chance at a penalty shot as the first half was coming to a close. And Tyler Froelich made the save, and I think that changed the momentum because once halftime started, or second half started, Edwardsville tallied 3 goals in the first 5 minutes before adding another goal late for that 5-0 victory. Edwardsville out shooting Collinsville in that game. 18 shots on goal for the Tigers compared to only 4 on goal for Collinsville. Jacob Doyle had 2 goals in that game for the Tigers. Cooper Nolan, Brennan Weller, and Chris Aguedo had the other 3 goals. Collinsville, they have the number 3 seed in the upcoming playoffs that get started on the 22nd. They'll be playing Belleville West at the O'Fallon Regional. That'll begin, as I mentioned, on the 22nd. For Edwardsville, they have to wait. They will be in action on October the 23rd. The next day, they will take on the winner of the Granite City Jabot game. That takes place the day before that. So Edwardsville has to wait to see who they're playing, while Collinsville already knows who they are playing. We are just a little bit away from getting this game started, so we'll take a quick break before we do, and we'll be back in a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
And welcome back once again to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. We're just about ready to go between Collinsville and Edwardsville. The rain has continued to fall, and it has also shifted directions. It was coming straight down, and we had the window open for a while as the rain was not coming in the booth, but during our delay, it switched directions and came right into the window, so the window is closed. I hope that you can get a clear picture in between the raindrops, but if not, don't worry, I got you covered with a little bit of play-by-play here. I got a host of freshman soccer players up here manning the camera. There's too many of them to ask names, so we'll just thank the whole freshman JV team for coming up here and helping us out here tonight as they get a little bit of a break from the rain while the rest of their teammates get to sit out in the rain. We are just about ready to go, and we are, needed to get my thing going on here. Start the game and start the clock. I'll catch up on the clock a little bit later for you there, folks. Okay. Man, oh man. Having a rough beginning here. There we go. Clock's going. This is live streaming at its finest, kids. Now we're caught up on the clock pretty much. And we're underway. Edwardsville, of course, the team wearing the white. They have black numbers trimmed in a little bit of orange. Collinsville, the home team, they're dressed in all purple, and their numbers are in white as we are underway here at a rain-soaked Kahok Stadium. Not a lot of spectators, as you could imagine, but there are a few. Mostly, I would imagine, probably parents of the kids who are out there playing. Here is Adam Sneed for Edwardsville. He gets the ball all the way up to Brennan Weller. Weller had a goal in that game in Edwardsville, and Collinsville gets the ball out of bounds, and Edwardsville will have a throw in here. Down in their offensive zone. Comes out from Jacob Doyle and goes right back to Jacob Doyle. Jacob Doyle, as we just mentioned, had 2 goals in that game at Edwardsville last month. Collinsville intercepts. Nice play by Vlasic, and Collinsville gets the ball out of there before any damage could be done. All the way up to Ryan Knoll. Knoll trying to get around some folks as he gives the ball up to Lawrence, and then the ball comes down. Edwardsville intercepts. They try to keep it down there in their offensive zone and put the pressure on the Collinsville defense, and Logan Rader, who had that one get by him, but luckily it went just a little bit wide out past the near side post, and no damage done. We're just underway, coming up on 38 minutes left to play here in this first half between Collinsville and Edwardsville. Ball goes across the line, and a corner kick coming up, and a header that goes over the crossbar and on top of the net. That was also close, so a couple of close shaves there for Collinsville and Logan Rader and the defense, but they come away unscathed, and Logan Rader will get things started here with a goal kick restart in just a moment. A little bit of a delay as we got things started, as the game time got moved to 5 o'clock to avoid lightning delays, or at least pare back the length as they try to get this varsity game in. JVers might not have a chance to play if we get any more delays. On the far side of the field, Kurt Wright over there trying to battle it for Edwardsville. He does. He comes around onto the right wing and puts a shot toward the goal, but it's well wide and high. So again, Collinsville unable to keep the ball out of their own defensive zone. That ricocheted off of a Collinsville player, so Another corner kick coming up here for the Edwardsville Tigers, and it'll be Jacob Doyle who will take it. It's on the way, and it is off of a head and out the other side. Girls volleyball team in action tonight as well, and the JV team won their first game 25-20. They lost their second one 25-8. Now I'm waiting for Miss Lydia Fluss to send me over a message about match number 3. Ball popped up in the box over here on the far left wing, and then Collinsville just kicks it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in coming down here on this near side sideline, but about 20 yards or so away from Logan Rader. Into the corner it goes. Collinsville trying to get it out. They do so. They work the ball up and bring it out. Maximus Lawrence, up to Figueroa. Over on the far side for Corzine. Corzine gets the ball up to Ryan Null. Null back to his defense, and Edwardsville will take care of that. And another turnover for the Collinsville defense will allow the Tigers to set up offensively once again. Here's a crossing that goes all the way through the front of the box and out the other side. Collinsville will keep it, and the Kahawks will throw it in. It'll be Braden Shiragi who will take care of those honors off of the chest of the oncoming Alan Ebert for Edwardsville. Tigers keeping it in the offensive zone for much of the way through this first 4.5 minutes or so. Doyle throws the ball in right onto the feet of Weller, and then off of another body part for one of his Tiger teammates, and then off of the shins of Maximus Lawrence and out of bounds. Edwardsville with another throw in. Here is Jack Heiderscheid. Heiderscheid throws the ball up. Collinsville kicks it out. Kahawks trying to work it up to their forwards, get a little forward momentum going here. And here's their first crack at that, and a errant pass can't find Tag Baker from the feet of Ryan Null. So Edwardsville, they will intercept it once again. Comes all the way back down into the box where Vlasic tried to get it out of there, and it banked off of the shins of Brennan Weller and right to Logan Rader. Rader picks the ball up and sends it all the way back out to midfield. Comes down to Lawrence. Lawrence tries to get it out there and get a little forward momentum going. Vlasic gives it another try. Shiragi, he'll tip the ball up to Colpatelli. Colpatelli will send the ball through the midfield circle and into the Collinsville offensive zone for the first time here in this game. Early on in the game, coming up on 6 minutes off of the clock, Edwardsville once again turns the tables and comes back down into their offensive zone. Over on the far side, a chase and a cross, and it comes down in front, and a big booming shot there by Kurt Wright, but it goes over everyone, including the net. And like I said, forgive me, we have to keep the windows closed. The rain is coming into the booth, so if it looks a little foggy and cloudy, that is why. 33:45 left to play here in this first half. Ball off of Tag Baker's head, pops straight up onto the purple Indian head. The Collinsville Kahawk logo at midfield. And then a pass. Here comes Jacob Doyle. He's got some room to move. He tries to get around his defender, and a nice stop by Shiragi to make sure that avenue never opened up for Doyle, and Doyle's shot ends up going wide. So Logan Rader will set the ball back down and send us back out with another goal kick restart here. Popped up all the way out to midfield. Tag Baker off of his head and out of bounds. Congratulations to the St. Louis Cardinals. Big winners yesterday against Atlanta, 13-1. They move on to the NLCS against the Washington Nationals. Didn't see that happening. Blues are in action tonight as well, as Edwardsville takes care of the ball once again. Here is Alan Ebert. Ebert all the way over to the far side where he finds Logan Loftus. Loftus on that far side sideline trying to get around Corzine. Corzine keeps his ground, and Dalen Frecker, goes in there as well. And then off of the shins, and then back off of the Edwardsville Tigers across the end line, and Collinsville will have another goal kick restart. All the offensive possession has belonged to Edwardsville in this game. Collinsville got it in close once, and that didn't last very long. Got some more rain on the way overnight and tomorrow morning, and By the time we get to Mattoon for tomorrow night's football game, it's going to be chilly and wet. Here is Doyle. He gets the ball up to Weller. Weller turns the corner on the left wing, trying to get it in there past Vlasic. He does. Shot, and that goes wide. A pass out front. And Weller tried to leave it for Adam Sneed, and Sneed, his shot goes wide. Edwardsville standing around looking at the referee, waiting for a foul in the box for a penalty kick, but that never came, so everybody heads back upfield, and Logan Rader will get us restarted again. Collinsville having a hard time finding some traction on offense. Defense has been lucky thus far, as Edwardsville has had a couple of quality chances, but they have come up just wide or just a little high on a few occasions. Out of bounds here is Shiragi to throw it in. Aiden Hensler comes into the game for Ellsworth. And Collinsville throws it in, but right onto the feet of Doyle. And Doyle pops one back into the offensive zone, and it's going to go to Rader right as Kurt Wright was barreling right down the barrel toward Rader. Wet field. Not a lot of wind. We'll see how the wet field plays with everything. Here is Doyle once again. He'll get it back to one of his midfielders, Alan Ebert. And then Collinsville will pick it off. Vlasic will send it up, and Capitelli will slow it down and try to find a teammate. He does so for a moment, and that is Aiden Hensler. Ball goes all the way out of bounds over on the far side. And in front of the Tigers bench, Parker Matthews will throw it in for Edwardsville. Collinsville gets a couple of headers going in the right direction for the Kahawks offense, but then Edwardsville gets it and sends it back out to midfield. Here is Redden, who's into the game now. Jaden Redden, the sophomore, as Gabe Knoll comes out and scoops up a ball before Colpatelli could get there. Knoll doesn't waste any time sending it back out, and Doyle sends it up the field. Shiragi intercepts, though, and sends it right to the midfield circle. Edwardsville trying to bring it back up where they have spent a lot of time in their offensive zone. On the far side sideline, Logan Loftus. Loftus looking for some help, finds it in the middle, but stepping right in front of that ball was one of the Kahawk defenders, and keeping that away from the front of that box. Now it gets through the box, and a shot, but offside. That wouldn't have counted anyway, as Doyle came sliding in for a shot. It ended up going wide, but it wouldn't have counted on the offside. 29-20 left to play here in this first half. No score between Collinsville and Edwardsville. Game got moved up to a 5 o'clock start, but we didn't get started till about 5:40 due to a little lightning we had during pregame. Just when the lineups were being announced, got through all of Edwardsville's, and right in the middle of Collinsville's lineup announcement by the PA guy here, Chris Kettler. Well, that's when we saw the lightning. I didn't see it, but I did hear the thunder. So you know that when you hear some thunder, there's been a lightning strike. Nice job by Frecker to get that ball all the way back down to the offensive zone. Here is Colpatelli on the left wing trying to keep it alive, and he can't quite get there before the Edwardsville player does. Nice job over there by the Tigers defenseman to keep that ball from even going out of bounds. He didn't even want to give up a throw-in. Popped back into the box by Collinsville off of the chest of Figueroa. He goes to chase it down, but beating him to it was Parker Matthews. Matthews will send the ball across the sideline, and Collinsville will have a throw-in from over there. Dalen Frecker will trot over for another throw-in. Collinsville, this is the first time they've spent any mounting minutes in their offensive zone. 12 minutes gone here in this first half. No score thus far. Could Collinsville break the ice first? A header by Edwardsville moves that out of the box quickly, but Frecker then skies one all the way over into the other corner. Gabe Knoll will get his first goal kick restart here. Rain still coming down at a pretty steady clip. Off the top of the head of Vlasic and over to the side. Lawrence trying to chase it down. Doyle gets there instead. He'll kick it all the way back to Knoll, and Knoll will send the ball out past midfield, trying to push it all the way down into the Edwardsville zone, and with a header help, he does, but Vlasic sends it all the way back over to Logan Rader. Logan Rader sends it on the sideline, but out of bounds. trying to find Corzine over there, but Logan put a little bit too much zip on that ball, and Corzine couldn't get there in time. Here's a shot in front and a header by Doyle that just goes wide, and Edwardsville has had some opportunities here early on in this first half, but they have shot a lot of wide and a couple high, and Collinsville lives to fight another minute scoreless. Rader sends it back out to midfield. Tigers trying to keep it in the offensive zone. Collinsville trying to send it down the other way, which they do. Here is Copatelli. He's in a little bit of a race, and getting there first was Caden Lieberman. And Lieberman just sends it out across that far sideline. Collinsville will have a throw-in. And once again, it'll be Frecker. Frecker, nice throw. Inside the box, comes back out. Frecker gets it right back like he did last time. Last time he sent a high fly ball over everything. This time he couldn't penetrate the offensive zone a little bit deeper, and now he has to go back and chase. Collinsville has Corzine back. He got a little bit of that ball as it was coming up the sideline. Vlasic got the rest of it, and it went out of bounds. A throw-in coming up here at the end of the Kahok bench for Edwardsville as the Tigers keep on moving as everybody else comes down the field. Rader comes out of his box and slides and grabs that ball before Brennan Weller could get there. 25 and a half to go here in this first half. No score. Collinsville and Edwardsville. Tigers are undefeated in Southwestern Conference play, and this is the last opportunity that anyone is going to have to beat them because Edwardsville only has one more game left, and that is against CBC Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's their last game of the year. After this, Collinsville has 2 more games left. We'll have the one a week from tonight against St. Mary's, the season finale. The other one will be this Tuesday at Father McGivney. Or, excuse me. And a ball that ends up going in. Copatelli down there also along with Ryan Knoll. And Collinsville somehow or another strikes first. Kahawks take the lead. Anthony Copatelli scoring his 6th goal in his last 3 games. Here is Redden. Boy, after all the pressure being put on by the Edwardsville Tigers down in their offensive zone pretty much most of this first half, Collinsville strikes first. There's Parker Matthews. Matthews with the throw-in. Well, they're going to give way now, and well, Matthews is getting another ball. So he'll throw it in right at midfield, right in front of the Kahawk bench, and it comes right back to him out of bounds. So the Kahawks trying to become the only team to put a Southwestern Conference loss on Edwardsville, and Collinsville off to a good start right now, 1-0. Here is Shiragi. He punches the ball up. I was looking down at my paper trying to look at the schedule when all that happened. Copatelli intercepts, sends it up the sideline to tag Baker, but before Baker could get there, it's punched out of bounds by Edwardsville. And now a throw in here by Shiragi. Shiragi trying to find Redden. Instead, I think Sneed got his head on that ball, and Edwardsville pops it back out to midfield, but there's Frecker with his head all the way down in the front of the box with that header onto the feet of Redden. Redden tried to go backwards with it, but he didn't know that Sneed was right behind him, and Redden lost control of the ball. But here is Lawrence. Lawrence sends the ball up for Knoll. Knoll off of a body part, I believe, belonging to Copatelli, and that one goes right to Gabe Knoll. Collinsville has the early lead, 1-0, as we approach 23 minutes left to play here in this first half. Knoll sends the ball out to midfield, bounces it into the Edwardsville offensive zone, and Shiragi gets there first and sends it across the sideline. Over on the far side, another throw-in coming here for the Edwardsville Tigers. Edwardsville throws it in, far side of the box. Collinsville has 2 defenders back there, Corzine and Frecker, and Edwardsville with One forward. Back there, gets the ball out to some friends of his, all the way up to Ebert. Ebert lost control. Now Colpatelli chips it, trying to find Redden, but that's intercepted by Edwardsville. Tigers try to work it back up, and here is Doyle. Doyle had the ball taken off of his foot by Shiragi. Now here's Weller. Weller trying to turn the corner and opens his arms up like, where's some help, please? I need some help. Redden trying to chase it down, and said Sneed gets there first. Over onto the far side for the Tigers. Edwardsville brings the ball up into the box. It's slick out there. There's going to be a lot of falling, and it might not be a foul, but there's going to be a lot of bodies on the ground before this game is all said and done. That one's up the far side sideline and offside. So Collinsville will get a goal kick restart here with 21:45 left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Edwardsville. Colpatelli gets his 10th goal of the year. First Kahok to reach double digits in the goal category. 6 goals in his last 2+ games for the Collinsville senior, who I believe his cousins are supposed to be here, being the ball boys today, but I'm not sure if they made it. I think you got more freshman Kahawks down there taking care of that responsibility. Here's Redden tracking down the ball on the far side, all the way over on that left wing, and then knocking the ball out of bounds was Parker Matthews. So Collinsville will get a throw in, and Frecker will get a dry ball from the ball boy over there, and he'll take care of this throw in with 21 minutes to play here in this first half. Steady rain falling. If it ever ends, of course, we'll open up that window and give you a better view. As that ball goes all the way out the other side. Nice throw in over there by Frecker. And now Gabe Knoll ready with a goal kick restart here. And it's on the way, and it didn't get very high, right off of the head of Tag Baker. Colpatelli has it. He's down, and he tries to get it across, but it goes across the line. Collinsville is going to get a corner kick out of this one. I hope we can see this one with this big umbrella right in the way. I can't see it at all. Get rid of my score thing here for a minute, and my camera guy can't see it very much either. Well, you're just going to have to deal with us, and it comes right out in front, and then Edwardsville will send the ball away up the sideline, and it comes down onto the feet of Doyle. Doyle trying to send it up to a streaking Cooper Nolan, but Rader gets there first. He sends it all the way back down in the offensive zone. Collinsville comes up with it. Here is Will Martin. Martin over on the left wing puts one toward the goal, but it's actually, I think, off of an Edwardsville foot and out of bounds. But the referee doesn't agree with me. Noel will put us back into action with another goal kick here. Rain's gotten a little bit harder. Steady. Noel. He's ready. And sends it back out. This time it makes it past the Kahok defenders. First one, boy, that was a line drive. Tag Baker just had to jump up about a foot to get that one off his head. Now Baker off of his foot to Figueroa. Figueroa trying to move it forward, and he's being very patient with the ball as he stands his ground very nicely. And then Sneed comes up with it. Collinsville finds it and kicks it back into their offensive zone. Colpatelli giving it chase, but Caden Lieberman got his hands on the ball first, or his feet on the ball first, that is, and sent it to his goalkeeper, and Nolan, Gabe Knoll, that is, sends it right out. Now we're playing volleyball with our heads before finally Collinsville can send it upfield with a foot. Colpatelli got his tracks stopped and the ball along with it. Edwardsville takes over. They send the ball up. Here is Connor Kelly. That ball ends up going out of bounds. Throw in coming from Eli Bateman. Bateman has that ball knocked out of bounds by Shiragi. Throw in comes from Bateman. right down onto the feet of Kelly. Collinsville's there as well, and that one goes out of bounds, and it stays with Edwardsville. Another throw in. Popped over by Heiderscheid. Collinsville gets it out momentarily, but Edwardsville keeps it in right here on this near sideline. Heiderscheid with it again, and that ball ends up out of bounds, and once again, it belongs to Edwardsville. Jack Heiderscheid with the throw in toward the goal, right in the middle of the box. No one touched it. Comes down. Copatelli got it out of there with a head. Lawrence trying to get it out of there farther with his feet. He couldn't get past the midfielders. And now the ball over here on this near side sideline, and slipping down and falling was Tony Aguedo as he was going for the ball along with Frecker. They both went tumbling down. Referee's whistle says it's against Aguedo, so Collinsville will get the ball back with 16:40 left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Collinsville. Anthony Copatelli scores about 15 minutes in. Throw in coming from Heiderscheid. Lawrence picks it off, but can't control it. Edwardsville gets the ball back, but only for a moment, and that moment is gone. Vlasic chips it on out of there. Now Tag Baker trying to chase it down. And instead, Edwardsville's defense will send it back to Knoll, and Knoll fires another high, long shot out. It's rolling toward Logan Rader, but Collinsville sends it out of bounds. Nice job by Frecker before Aguedo could get there. 15:50 left to play. First half action. 1-0 in favor of Collinsville in a steady downpour. Throw in comes from Heiderscheid. 70 degrees right now. But this rain is just the beginning of a front that's getting ready to move through. Wow, Heiderscheid had that ball slip out of his hands and he throws it across the end line. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. I have not heard a word from my girl over in the gym. I got the first two scores of the JV games, and then I did not get a third set, and I know that the varsity games have got to be going on. Logan Rader ready to send us back to action here. He does so. All the way back out to the midfield circle. It comes down, and Collinsville sends it up into the offensive zone. It comes back into the middle circle, and Hensler sends it up. Now over onto the far side, Knoll trying to track it down. He can't get there as there was two defenders back taking care of him. Now it comes back to Corzine. Corzine sends it up into the front of the box. Redden is pushed from behind. That ball is offside as it falls right down onto the feet of Figueroa. I guess they saw the offside, but they didn't see Redden get pushed right before the ball got there. He was jumping up to use his head and got pushed right away from the ball. So Edwardsville catches a bit of a break. And they'll send it back out. One of the defenders taking care of it. Popped straight up into the air off of the head of Jared Ellsworth. Now back down into the Edwardsville offensive zone. Vlasic sends the ball out into the driving rain. You can see how hard it's raining by the puddle that's lit up by the lights here. I mean, it's coming down steadily. Throw in coming from Eli Bateman. You know, the clothes have got to be heavy. Soaking wet clothes, shoes, socks. There's Edwardsville. They pop the ball right in front of the box, and then it's popped up over everybody and across the end of the track. And that is going to be a corner kick coming up here for Collinsville. And it'll be taken by Eli Bateman, the junior midfielder for the Tigers, as we approach 13 minutes to play here in this first half. This one's low, out front, and it rolls and off of the post, I think. Not sure if Rader got that, but it's off of the post, and it's going to result in another Edwardsville corner kick. Edwardsville has had 4 corner kicks in this game already. Collinsville has had 1. Here's the next. It's out front once again, and it's popped up and in. Shane Greathouse, is that who I'm seeing? Number 2? I don't know. That one, it popped up, and it seemed like no one went to where the ball was going. I don't even think Logan Rader saw that ball. .12:35 left to play here in this first half. Edwardsville has tied it up 1-1. Sloppy conditions. Yeah, I know it's a turf field, but still, it's wet. Number 3, Caden Lieberman. Here's Colpatelli. Collinsville trying to get that goal back. It's 1-1. Edwardsville had all kinds of scoring opportunities in the first 10 minutes of this game and could not capitalize. Collinsville actually broke out on top first. And Collinsville will get a throw in here. Here comes all kinds of stuff from my girl over in the gymnasium, Lydia Fluss. I'm not sure if she's talking about the third game on the varsity. Here's a shot by Redden, and that's in. Redden gets a pass, takes the shot, and it goes right in the far side post, right past a Gabe Knoll who was diving. Collinsville does indeed get that goal right back. Almost 1 full minute after Lieberman scores. Collinsville gets that one right back. Redden gets his second goal of the year, and Collinsville has their second lead of this game. 11:25 left to play here in this one. Here is Yahir Figueroa. He centers it, and streaking right up the middle was Colpatelli. Colpatelli almost got there without any impediment, but the defense got there just in time. Edwardsville, they bring the ball up. Far side sideline, and Collinsville kicks it out of bounds. Well, I got a text from Lydia. First game on JV, they won 25-20. And then the second game, 25-8, O'Fallon won. She said going to the third set now. And almost an hour later, I get a text saying that O'Fallon won 25-12. I'm not sure if she's talking about that third set or the first varsity set. We'll find out. Edwardsville brings the ball back up, and once again, Frecker will fire it across that far side sideline. And Edwardsville will throw it in again. Out front, it goes to Eli Bateman. Bateman sends it right back to whoever threw that ball in. And Collinsville trying to get that ball back. Redden almost stole that ball away, but Edwardsville stays with it. They shoot it up, but Collinsville shoots it right back out to midfield. Here is Colpatelli. Colpatelli sends it back over to Lawrence. Lawrence is trying to find Redden over on the far side. Couldn't quite get it all the way there. No. Kept the ball down in the offensive zone, though. And then Redden is taken off of the ball. Ellsworth, he steals it, brings it up the sideline, and boots one up trying to find Figueroa. He can't. Comes right back to him, and Edwardsville takes over, and they send the ball up. Shiragi in a foot race trying to get past Connor Kelly. There's a shot and a save by Rader. That ball goes across the end line, and another Edwardsville corner kick will be coming up. This one's going to come from this near corner, and it'll be Eli Bateman who will take it once again. Ball on the way, and right in front, it comes down. No one can get it going toward the goal. Collinsville comes out of there. They have numbers coming up the other way, and a pass to Knoll. Knoll almost got tripped up as he went through the midfield circle. Ball ends up going out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Knoll, so Edwardsville will get the ball back. Coming up on 8.5 minutes to play here in this first half. 2-1 in favor of Collinsville against their rival Edwardsville. Last Southwestern Conference game of the year for both teams. Collinsville is trying to win conference game number 6 on the year. They are 5-4. They're trying to give Edwardsville their one and only Southwestern Conference loss on the year as the Tigers come in at 9-0 in Southwestern Conference play. Ball ends up at midfield. Down onto the foot of Kurt Wright. Wright tries to send it up to a teammate. Collinsville blocks it out as the Kahawks try to put on a little bit more pressure in the offensive zone. On the far side, that is Aiden Hensler trying to wrestle the ball away in front of the Tigers bench. That was a nice job on the steal there by Collinsville. Up to Corzine, I believe. And then all the way up to the front of the box. No Kahawks there. Yahir Figueroa comes in. But after Gabe Knoll scooped that ball up. 7.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Collinsville out front, 2-1. Early start trying to avoid the storms. That didn't happen. We had a half-hour lightning delay right before this game was ready to begin. JV game is supposed to be played after this one due to the switch-up. And now they're going to call Figueroa for a little bit of a aggressive of a check there. Edwardsville gets the ball back, and immediately they put it back into play. Here is Jacob Doyle, and Doyle sends it on over to Kurt Wright. And then over on the far side, Edwardsville tries to bring it back up, ran into a couple of purple shirts to strip that ball away. Collinsville brings it back up, trying to find Redden. Redden trying to circle and help his teammates out with a little steal from the defense of the Tigers, but he couldn't quite finish up. Now a loose ball will be sent out to midfield, where it is picked up there by Bateman. Bateman sends the ball over to Kurt Wright, and Wright sends the ball over to the far side. Back to the defense it goes. Out to midfield. A steal there by Maximus Lawrence. Lawrence gets the ball up. Trying to chase it down is Ryan Knoll. Knoll will get there first, and then he gets tripped up on the ball. No call on the play, and Collinsville brings the ball back out to midfield and then back out to their goalkeeper, and that one didn't get cleared all that far out to the front of the top of that circle as Shiragi was there, and they're just going to let him play. A couple of bodies falling all over the place, and when the whistle does blow, it's against Collinsville. 5:50 left to play here in this first half. Free kick coming from about 45 yards out. And Caden Lieberman, I believe, taking this shot. We turn around a little bit so I can see the number. Nope, that is Kurt Wright. Ball is on the way, and a little skip bounce right to Logan Rader on that wet turf. Logan comes away with it, and he'll wait for everybody to clear back downfield before he sends it back out to midfield. On a bounce, Redden takes it off the back of his head. Over on the far side, Knoll keeps it from going out of bounds, sends it up to Figueroa. They're going to say it went out of bounds? Goes back to Knoll over on the far side sideline. Edwardsville punches it up and out of bounds right in front of their bench. So Collinsville will get the ball back down there anyway. A couple of substitutions going on here for the Kahawks. Figueroa is going to go off, as does Corzine. Will Martin checks back into the game. Tag Baker also comes back in. 4.5 to go here in this first half. 2-1 in favor of Collinsville. In front of the Edwardsville bench, Frecker throws the ball in. It lands. Collinsville trying to corral it. And it's sent back down to midfield by Edwardsville. Vlasic gets a stop on it. Slows it down enough for Collinsville to get it back down into the offensive zone. Martin and Redden there, but they couldn't close up fast enough to get the ball. But Lawrence finds a loose ball, sends it up to Tag Baker, who sends one to Redden. Redden tries to send one in toward the goal, and it comes all the way to the corner where Collinsville keeps it. And no call on a little hold there. Now it comes in front, shot, and that one saved by Knoll. And the rebound put in by Tag Baker, or maybe it was Aiden Hensler. Both of them were there. But nevertheless, the Kahawks score a goal and go up by a score of 3-1. Hensler got that goal, they say, up here in the box. Both Baker and Hensler were over there. But Collinsville gets another shot, gets another goal. 3:46 left to play here in this first half, and Collinsville takes a 3-1 lead. So Collinsville gets 3 goals here in this first half and leads 3-1. As Edwardsville, and probably beside themselves, trying to figure out what happened with all that offensive pressure they put on Collinsville in the first 10 minutes of this game. They did everything but score a goal in that first 10 minutes, did Edwardsville. A bunch of shots went wide, couple of went high. Collinsville stayed with it. And perseverance has paid off as the Kahawks have come back to take a 3-1 lead in this one. Here's a shot, and that one goes right to Logan Rader, and Collinsville survives another shot. Okay, so Fallon won the junior varsity game. The varsity girls are still in their first game. Now I understand. So the JV Kahawks lose 2-1, and the varsity game going on right now. This is one of those nights where I wish I would have picked volleyball on the schedule. Just kidding. Not really. At least it's not cold. Not yet. That'll be tomorrow. Oh, don't believe me. I'm planning. I got a winter coat and gloves I'm taking with me to Mattoon. I'm going to break out the winter coat before we even reach the middle of October. Here's a ball that goes all the way back to Knoll, and he skies it. Not deep, but very high. Takes forever to come down. And Edwardsville trying to penetrate the offensive zone. Collinsville does a good job to keep that from happening, and it rolls all the way back to Knoll again. Baker trying to get there first and jumped up with his back turn, hoping for a block. Because Knoll has already sent one out kind of low that Baker got off the head earlier. Here is Doyle for Edwardsville. He circles around on the near sideline and sends it to Parker Matthews. Matthews puts a little too much on it, trying to find Sneed, but right past the Edwardsville senior midfielder and right to Collinsville's goalkeeper Logan Rader, who sends another low shot out from the goal area. That one rolls past everybody, and Will Martin trying to track it down, couldn't. We're down to the final 80 seconds of this first half. Collinsville with a 3-1 lead. Rain has let up just a bit, but still coming down steady as this ball rolls to the sideline. Doyle knocks it out of bounds. Shiragi gets a new wet ball and throws it in. One minute to go. Shiragi will give way for Vlasic to throw this in. You make it closer to the goal. Vlasic got those strong arms. He'll throw it into the box. Edwardsville heads it right back out. Vlasic trying to pinch in from the defense and keep it down there a little longer. Maximus Lawrence throws it right back in front of the box. Edwardsville throws it right back out, and the Tigers try to break out. And here is Kurt Wright trying to find a little room with 3 Collinsville defenders back there, and the ball kicked out of bounds by one of those defenders. Throw in, comes in, far side of the box, and here is Wright circling back, puts a shot on goal off a Raider and out of bounds. Matter of fact, that almost went out of the whole entire stadium. A corner kick coming up here for Edwardsville, but they're down to the final 10 seconds, so they're trying to hurry up. They do so. It comes up front. Collinsville keeps it out, comes down onto the feet, and a score by Caden Lieberman with 2 seconds left to go in this first half. You have got to be kidding me. Lieberman's second goal of this game. 3-2 in favor of Collinsville, but Edwardsville gets a huge goal with 2 seconds left. There's not going to be enough time to do anything with it once they blow the whistle. There's the buzzer. And we have reached halftime where Collinsville leads by a score of 3-2. We welcome you in now to the Chiropractic Works halftime show. Brought to you by, not Chiropractic Works, Cafe Agape. See, that's what happened. I was trying to cough and not wanting anybody to hear it, and then I lose my thought. Anyway, time for the Cafe Agape halftime show. Nachos, burgers, meatloaf, pork steaks, way too many sides to choose from, all homemade. Give Cafe Agape a call today for some wonderful homemade food by Ron McGee and his fine crew. They also do catering as well. If you would like any information on that, 345 Cafe is the number to call. That's 345-2233. We'll see if any of the rain has affected anything else around the area and give you some scores as the Cafe Agape halftime show is next on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape halftime show here on the Kahoks Sports Network. 3-2 in favor of Collinsville here in this one. Been a kind of a weird first half. Collinsville survived a bunch of offensive efforts by Edwardsville in the first 10 minutes of the game, but it remained scoreless all the way up until Collinsville got on the board first. Anthony Colpatelli, his sixth goal in 3 games to make it 1-0 with 24:47 left to play in the first half, and it stayed that way all the way until Lieberman tied it up for Edwardsville. Caden Lieberman scored a goal with 12:35 left. Less than a minute later, Jaden Redden for Collinsville got that goal right back, and then Aiden Hensler scores with 3:46 left to play in this game to give Collinsville a 3-1 lead, but then Caden Lieberman was at it again from about 15 yards away, right out in front. A rebound came out to him, and he smacked it hard, and it got past Logan Rader with 2 seconds left in the first half to trim one more goal off of that Collinsville lead by a score of 3-2. Elsewhere, congratulations to Destiny Johnson of Collinsville for shooting an 86 at the Orchards today at the regional tournament. Destiny qualified for the sectional tournament for the 4th straight year, so congratulations to her. And in the girls' volleyball action going on at Virgil Fletcher Gym across the other way, Collinsville won the first game on the JV side of things, 25-20, and then they lost the next 2 sets. Middle set they lost 25-8, and the third set they lost 25-12, and the varsity girls are in action now. Of course, the Cardinals won yesterday. They downed the Atlanta Braves, 10-run first inning, went on to win by a score of 13-1. And they will take on the Washington Nationals beginning tomorrow afternoon at Busch Stadium. And the Blues are in action tonight. They're getting ready to get underway here momentarily as they are in Ottawa to take on the Senators. That's a look at your halftime scores as we thank our fine folks at Cafe Agape for sponsoring our halftime report. Second half action comes your way in just a couple of minutes here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald. Once again, welcome back to Kahok Stadium. I'm Todd Duke, alongside a host of freshman soccer players that are taking care of the camera here tonight for me, which I certainly do appreciate. And we are almost ready for second half action. Between Collinsville and Edwardsville, both teams making their way onto the field right now. Looking at the radar screen, which I was just doing, this system is still over us, and I don't think we're going to be able to get out of any rain here for a while. Maybe by the time the game ends, it might quit raining, but I don't think that's going to happen either, so we're just going to have to deal with a little wet weather. The boys out there playing. I'm sure by now they have gotten past the part where they're, like, uncomfortable, I'm sure. I'm sure it's still uncomfortable, but they're wet, they're soggy, and they're ready to go. 5 goals scored in the first half. I think this is the most goals that Edwardsville has allowed all year. As Collinsville will get the ball to start off this second half. We got lucky here, man. The window with the camera doesn't have as much rain on it. The windows in front of me are all kinds of drops on them. Everybody's ready. Referee looks like, I don't know if he's writing something down, which is hard to do in the rain. Now we're underway. Second half action upon us here. And at midfield, Collinsville chips it in. We switch ends of the field, and that is Edwardsville's goalkeeper, Gabe Knoll, now manning the goal to your left. Logan Rader manning the goal to your right. Knoll sends it out. Collinsville off of the head of Frecker at midfield. Ooh, Hensler. Man, I tell you what, he went up and put a head on that ball, but got hit square in the back from behind by Adam Sneed. And I saw Hensler's head snap back. That could be a little bit dangerous. No call on the play as that ball ends up out of bounds. Throw in coming from Logan Loftus. Now we got all kinds of umbrellas down here, and I'm going to have a hard time seeing the sidelines because the people are standing up, which I don't blame them. I don't want to sit on a wet aluminum bench either. It'd be nice if they could move down. Frecker trying to throw the ball in. Off of the foot of Ryan Knoll. And the Kahawks trying to send it back down and get a little offensive momentum going here. And it's picked up there by Edwardsville's Logan Loftus. Loftus sends it out to Sneed. Sneed on the far side. A header by Doyle, but that one's going to roll right to the end of his bench, and Collinsville will get a throw in from there. It'll be Shiragi. He'll throw it in. Well, he's going to give it up for Vlasic. Vlasic throws it on down the sideline. Toward the middle it comes. Edwardsville gets it and sends it back up into their offensive zone. Collinsville has to play some defense. Here is Vlasic along with Weller, and Weller trying to earn the corner, and he takes a shot anyway. I don't even know how he got that past Vlasic. He did, but right to Logan Rader, and then Rader couldn't hold on to the wet ball. It squeezes out of his hands and across the end line for another Edwardsville corner kick here. Corner kick is on the way. It comes out front, and no one able to get it while it's on the ground. Coming over here to this side is Kurt Wright. He is going to try to work himself around Corzine. He does so with a nice move, puts it in front, and someone from Collinsville there to block it out. Return shot is in. Return shot goes in off of the foot of Jacob Doyle from an off angle and got it through a host of bodies as well. And we are tied at 3 on a goal by Jacob Doyle. .37-27 left to play here in this second half, so all kinds of time left. And just like that, we are tied. Why didn't that start when I clicked it? Over here on the sideline, Edwardsville with the ball, fresh off of their goal, feeling pretty good about themselves, I would imagine, at this point. Here's Alan Ebert. Ebert sends the ball over to the sideline, and it's picked up over there by Weller. Collinsville can't keep it out of their defensive zone, and Logan Rader will come all the way out and take care of that ball. He'll send it up the far sideline, and off of the chest of one of the Edwardsville players, matter of fact, Doyle, who just scored the goal. He gets the ball taken away from him. Comes out to midfield. Far sideline is where the ball still is stationed until it comes through the midfield circle. Here is Weller. Moves the ball all the way up to Loftus. Loftus over here on the right wing, and he was intercepted there by Frecker. Frecker sends the ball all the way out to midfield, and Figueroa was waiting for it, but when it hit the ground, it took a different kind of a turn, and Figueroa couldn't get any body part on that one. Was that lightning I just saw? Or was that? Yep. Man, oh man, oh man. .36:05 left to play here in the second half, and we saw a flash of lightning. And we are into our second lightning delay, and that comes at 6:40. So if we get no more delays, we'll be back on at 7:10. So we're going to just turn the volume down and leave it here for you right now. Well, let me take care of that scoreboard. And we will step aside for just a little bit here on the Kahok Sports Network. Once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here on the Kahok Sports Network. We just went through our second lightning delay, and a half hour has gone by. No more lightning, so we are ready to get underway here. When we do, we'll have 36:05 left to play, and we'll recap for you that this game is 3-3. Collinsville scored first. Matter of fact, we had 5 first-half goals. First one was scored by Anthony Colpatelli with 24:47 left to play. And then Lieberman tied it up. 1-1. Collinsville got the next 2. Took a 3-1 lead. Edwardsville got one with 2 seconds left in the first half to make it 3-2. And the only goal scored thus far here in the first 3 minutes and 55 seconds is also by Edwardsville. That one was by Doyle. And that's where we stand right now, tied 3-3. 36:05 left to play here in this second half. Referee in the middle. We're going to have a drop ball to start. We are underway. And over in the gym, they got a barn burner going on over there on the volleyball court. JV lost 2-1. Varsity in action right now. They are tied 1-1. Both games 25-23. Collinsville lost the first one but came back and won the second one. They are now in the third set. And at last check, it is 18-12. And Collinsville just called a timeout with O'Fallon in the lead. And as soon as we get a final from there, we'll pass that along to you. Here's a free kick for Collinsville as we are back to action here on the soccer side of things. Nothing doing there, so Edwardsville breaks out and brings it on up. Still a lot of time left to go in this one. The rain showers have diminished a little bit, and the worst part may have moved out, but there's still some thunderstorms behind this system that is going to come a little bit later. I would think in about an hour here we won't have any rain going on at all. And then about an hour later we'll probably have some more rain. That's what we have going on here right now. So we're hoping to get through this next 35 minutes without another lightning delay, and we'll get this game over with. This ball goes all the way over on the far side, being tracked down over there by Ryan Knoll. Edwardsville steals it, though. Takes it up that sideline. Collinsville gets it back. Maximus Lawrence, that is, shoots it up and all the way through, and it's going to go across the end line, and a goal kick restart coming up here for Gabe Knoll. 34-35 left to play here in this second half. 3-3 game. They're trying to get this one in. Last Southwestern Conference matchup for both teams. Edwardsville's already wrapped up the Southwestern Conference title, but Collinsville's trying to hand the Tigers their only Southwestern Conference loss on the year, as Edwardsville has come in here at 9-0 in Southwestern Conference play. Still raining, but the puddles down on the track have since dried up, so it's not raining as hard as Collinsville keeps the ball down in their offensive zone for a little while longer. Edwardsville gets it back, but they chip it out, and Lawrence takes over. Shoots it to Vlasic. Vlasic shoots the ball all the way down, and Null is there trying to use his head to corral that ball. Collinsville gets there first, and Hensler, and then it's popped back into the zone and right back out. Hensler has a goal in this game as well, and here is Sneed for Edwardsville. Shoots the ball up to Weller. Weller lost control of it. Collinsville gets it back. Lawrence on his way up to Redden. Redden up that near sideline. Shoots one into the box, and it's going to have a little bit too much juice on it as Ryan Knoll tried to chase it down but couldn't quite get there. Congratulations to Destiny Johnson. She advances to sectional play in girls golf. As this ball comes back out to midfield, Edwardsville uses a couple of headshots to keep that one heading in their offensive direction, and then Collinsville gets a hold of it and sends it out the far sideline. Play takes place over on the far side. And Collinsville gets the ball back for a throw-in. 32.5 minutes to go now in this second half. Ball comes up the sideline. Popped out of bounds in between the benches. This game got underway at 5 o'clock. Well, it tried to get underway at 5 o'clock. We were just about ready to get it started. Lineups were being announced, got through the Edwardsville lineup, and then halfway through the Collinsville lineup before the first lightning delay happened. So instead of starting at 5, we started at 5:40. We lasted an hour, got through the first half and halftime. And then at 6:40, another lightning delay. That took us till 7:15 to get back going again. Excuse me. Edwardsville shoots the ball up to midfield, and Collinsville's defense will just send the ball back to Rader, and Rader will put his right foot into it and send it all the way back down into the Collinsville offensive zone off of one of the Edwardsville players to the sidelines, but not out of bounds. Nice play by Frecker to keep that ball from going any deeper. Sneed gets it. He'll send it over to a teammate, and then Alan Ebert gets a hold of it and sends it up the far side. And up the sideline it goes. Vlasic trying to shake it down. He can't. And a loose ball comes through. Saved by Logan Rader. He jumps on the rebound, and no further effort there by the Edwardsville Tigers. I believe that was Kurt Wright that ended up getting around Vlasic over there on that far left wing. And that was a bit dangerous in a 3-3 game. Edwardsville uses their head to take it back up to midfield. Collinsville gets it on their feet and brings it back up into the offensive zone, but only for a moment. There's the Tigers. Sneed all the way over to the far side where it's punched up that far side sideline. Trying to find Doyle. Instead, they pop it into the zone, and Frecker will pop that ball straight up into the air, and it lands without hitting a body, and then Lawrence trying to get in there and get it out. He can't. Now he finally does, and then it's too far off of his foot, and it goes right to Sneed. Over to this side for Loftus. Loftus from the right wing trying to get around Corzine. He thought better of it and passed the ball instead. Now to Weller. Weller skirts the front of the box, and then a ball off a body and a shot that rolls right to Logan Rader. 10 minutes gone here in this second half. 30 minutes to play. 3-3 game between Collinsville and Edwardsville. At this point, after a couple of lightning delays, the last thing we want is overtime. So let's not think about that right now. Here is Frecker. He'll just send the ball back to Rader, and Rader will send the ball deep down the other end of the field. It gets past a couple of people, and Collinsville trying to chase it down. Null is trying to get there, but it's punched out of bounds by Parker Matthews before Null could get there with any kind of an offensive presence. But Collinsville will get a throw in here, and it'll be Dalen Frecker with those responsibilities. He throws it into the middle of the box off of an Edwardsville body and back to Frecker. Frecker sends it right back to where it came from in the middle of the box, and Edwardsville heads the ball out of the box. Chasing it down is Kurt Wright. He gets there, but sends it back to a Collinsville player. Now Sneed gets there as Lawrence tries to take that ball from him. No luck in that effort, and Edwardsville shoots the ball up into the offensive zone. Vlasic trying to chase it down in front of Weller. Weller gets there first. Vlasic gets a foot on it and sends it out front where Lawrence sends it over to the sideline. Not out of bounds, though. Lawrence gets it back, uses that body to settle it down, and then pops one back out toward midfield over on the far side sideline off of a Collinsville player and back down into the Edwardsville zone. But then Collinsville gets the ball back and sends it back up before Edwardsville does the same thing. Here is Wright into the middle for Sneed. Sneed brings the ball up right in the middle. He'll send a sideline pass over here on this right wing for Loftus. Loftus right back to the middle. Rader comes out right before Weller could get there with any kind of pressure. 28-15 left to play here in this second half. Parker Matthews uses his head to get the ball back up to midfield, but out of bounds. And a throw-in will be coming here from Nick Corzine. Corzine off of the head of Null. And Edwardsville and Sneed trying to work the ball upfield. They do so. Pass is intended here for Cooper Nolan, but Frecker got there first, and then Frecker lost the last battle. Right in the middle it comes, and a shot never taken by Weller. Oh, what a nice play there by Shiragi to steal that ball off of Weller's foot. Gets it to Ryan Null. Null over on the far side sends it right past the backside of Tag Baker, and Edwardsville takes over possession once again. 27.5 minutes to go here in this third. We're tied 3-3. Here is Parker Matthews. Sends it up to Loftus. Loftus gets it around Corzine once again. This time Corzine steps up and with a burst of speed gets that ball right back. But off with the foot of Null. Sneed gets it back, and Sneed goes down on the wet turf. Edwardsville punches it right back into the zone. Here is Weller. breaking in on that left wing. Got a couple of defenders in front of him belonging to Collinsville. Nice sweep there by Vlasic. And Vlasic may have just got a penalty called against him. No, they're going to say it went across the inline, so it's just going to be a corner kick. Saw the referee's arm go up. I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case. Corner kick on the way, and Collinsville blocks it out and sends it out. And back up to the near sideline it goes with 26.5 minutes to play. That ball ends up going out of bounds. Figueroa comes in to take the place of Ryan Null. Wind still blowing the rain right at the windows, though, as the rain picks up just a little bit here. And a little bit more of it. So we apologize for the blurred view on the camera, but that's what I'm here for, right? Right, here's Figueroa. Figueroa on this near side will send it back to Corzine. Corzine pops the ball deep into the offensive zone off of an Edwardsville head, and out here on the near side to Figueroa. Figueroa punches it up the sideline, and a whistle on the play, I believe, against Collinsville, so it'll be a free kick coming up here for the Edwardsville Tigers, but it'll be from about 90 yards away. No, they'll just say it's a throw-in. Here is Figueroa right off of his chest. Collinsville comes up the middle. Here is Redden. Over to Figueroa on the left wing. Figueroa in the middle, in front, and a goal by Copatelli. Oh, boy, Copatelli's been hot as of late. Anthony Copatelli with his second goal of the game and his 7th goal in the last 3 games. Collinsville regains the lead 4-3. 25-16 left to play here in this second half. Back to action. Copatelli. And Collinsville regains the lead. They have the ball. Another shot. This one's going to go wide and across the end line. 24-45 left to play here in this second half, and Collinsville retakes the lead at 4-3. Edwardsville won the earlier meeting in Edwardsville back in September, 5-0. Collinsville was having no part of that here in this game, despite the fact that the Tigers had the ball in their offensive zone for the first 10 minutes pretty much straight. Kahawks get the ball, and a whistle against Edwardsville will give Collinsville a free kick from midfield. Kick coming all the way over there from that far side sideline. The view's not too bad. Raindrops cause it to be a little blurry, but other than that, okay. Here's the kick. Ball all the way down, right in the front of the box. It's sent back out onto the feet of Aiden Hensler. Edwardsville trying to push it on out of there. Collinsville doing a good job keeping it down for the moment, and that moment is over with. And here is the Edwardsville Tigers. Now Collinsville with numbers on the defensive side of things. Had all kinds of players back ready for any kind of penetration. And then the ball popped over their heads. Frecker trying to give it a run down. There's a shot, and that one is going to go wide off of the foot, I believe, of Kurt Wright. Across the end line it goes, and a new ball coming in for Logan Rader to take care of and send us back to action. A couple of lightning delays. I believe the JV game has already been canceled since there was 2 lightning delays in this one. That's taken everything a very long way. Normally the varsity game is scheduled to get underway after the JV game at 6:30. It's already 7:30, and we still have 23 minutes to play, so no JV game tonight. Edwardsville trying to track down the ball. It goes in front of the Collinsville bench. And a free kick from midfield here. And referee says, not so fast. Take it on back. About 10 more yards. And now we'll have a free kick. It's on the way. Gets past everybody wearing white, and the only ones left were wearing purple. Corzine sends it up with his head to Figueroa, and Anthony Coppotelli couldn't get that leg stretched out far enough to stop it. Now it's back to Figueroa, and Figueroa turns and sends one across the way to Redden. Redden up the middle, sends it up to Tag Baker. Baker had that ball knocked off of his foot, and it goes all the way out of bounds across midfield, so Collinsville will have a throw-in from there. And it comes all the way from one end of the bench down to the other end of the Kahok bench. Collinsville pops it up inside the offensive zone. Edwardsville trying their hardest to get it out. Ball comes down. Hensler trying to track it down. He does so. Sends it back to Frecker. Frecker sends it right past his teammate Lawrence. And that ball keeps on getting popped up in the air and waiting for it to settle down. Here is Edwardsville trying to bring the ball up. Figueroa playing a little defense, tried to backtrack and get that ball. He couldn't, or he did for a moment. Now Frecker with it. Frecker right to the midfield stripe and off of the body of Alan Ebert. Now over here to this side for Loftus. Loftus with 21 minutes and 20 seconds left to play here in this second half. Takes the ball down and bodies slide everywhere. They're already soaked, so why not? Loftus with a throw in, and he throws it right onto the foot of Sneed. Loftus gets it right back. He'll send it into the box over on the far side. Ball is down, kick on the way, and Logan Rader makes the save. No call, despite Edwardsville and their fans and their players throwing up their hands in the box, looking for some kind of a penalty to be called. It didn't happen. Rader made a save. 20-50 left to play here in this second half. 4-3 in favor of Collinsville. Kahawks with the ball in their offensive zone. Tag Baker turns the corner, far right side. He brings the ball up, puts it in the middle, and it's a little bit wide of the net. And Gabe Knoll will have a chance for a goal kick restart. We are almost halfway through this second half. If we can get through the next 20 minutes with no more lightning, we'll be good to go. Some of the fans have stuck around. I'm guessing most of them are parents of players. Shiragi comes in for Collinsville. Lieberman, who has 2 goals in this game for Edwardsville, comes in as the ball ends up at midfield. 20 minutes to play here in this second half. Collinsville with a 4-3 lead. Let's hope it stays that way, or maybe we can pile on. Here is Coppotelli. He has 2 goals in this game. He has 7 goals in his last 2+ games, considering this game's not over yet. That's one heck of an offensive outburst there. 7 goals in less than 3 games. Collinsville with a corner kick. Figueroa takes it. He pops it up. And out the other side of the box, it's knocked out with one hand by Knoll, but not out of the box completely. Now it does over there on the far side, where Doyle comes up with it and sends it into the Collinsville bench. So the Kahawks will have a throw-in from over there on the far side, about 30 yards away from Gabe Knoll, the senior goalkeeper for Edwardsville. They have 2 senior goalkeepers, Gabe Knoll and Tyler Froelich. Froelich was in goal the last time that these 2 teams met when Edwardsville won 5-0 at Edwardsville. Throw in from Vlasic. He throws it into the box right off of the head of one of the Edwardsville players and right back to where Vlasic was. That ball is sent up, but not out. Kept in by the Collinsville defense. They pop it into the box and one bounce, and it goes right to Knoll. 18:40 left to play here in the second half. 4-3 in favor of Collinsville. Ball comes up. Corzine will just let it go out of bounds, and Collinsville will have another throw-in. And he'll give it up to Frecker. Frecker throws it up, and Parker Matthews is the first to touch it for Edwardsville. Now into the box for Wright. Back over this way for Loftus. Loftus trying to work himself around Adam Hensler, and Hensler sticking with him every step of the way until that last second. But Collinsville's got some defenders back, and there's a nice job by one of them. Aiden Hensler sends the ball up, but not all the way out of the zone until Edwardsville knocks it out of bounds. As soon as we get a final from the gymnasium, we'll pass that along to you. Collinsville High School Marching Band having their fall concert tonight over in the auditorium, too. This place is packed full of cars. The funny thing is the first one that'll probably end will be the concert. Now, they're in their last game over at the gym, so they'll be done first. But that concert might be over before this soccer game is. Here is Loftus. Loftus trying to get around Corzine. Loftus tries the sideline, and Corzine gets his foot on it and kicks it out. Throw in coming in for Edwardsville. Loftus will give way now. He'll give way to Cooper Nolan. Nolan throws it in, and Frecker is the first one to get there, uses his head, and then Edwardsville gets there and uses their head to send it toward the goal, but nobody was behind the Collinsville defense to try and send it home. Raider sends the ball out, pop fly, not very deep. It'll make it to midfield, where it bounces right at the midfield stripe. And Edwardsville waits for it to settle down. Over here to Loftus once again. Loftus and Corzine. Hensler sticks his foot out. Got a piece of it, but not enough to stop the forward progress of Edwardsville. Now Loftus tries to cut it across the middle, and he just runs right over Maximus Lawrence, and Loftus draws the whistle, put his shoulder down, and ran into him right in the chest. Coming up on 16 minutes to play, ball at midfield. Collinsville trying to get it back. There's a little hold there, but that wasn't called. Here is Corzine. He sends the ball up and finds Figueroa on the near side sideline. Figueroa trying to work himself around Parker Matthews. He does, and then gets bumped off of the ball by Caden Lieberman, who has 2 goals here tonight for Edwardsville. That's going to be a free kick. And Nick Corzine from about 30 yards away and offset to the left, to the right of Knoll. Here's the shot. It's on the way, and Edwardsville uses a defenseman and the head shot to get that one out of there. It comes down right in front of Figueroa, and then off of the head of Hensler. Corzine trying to chip in there as well. Hensler trying to keep that ball on the defensive side of things. Collinsville's Maximus Lawrence, sends it back up. Sounds like an easier way to say the name, right? Lawrence first name, Maximus last name. Frecker throws the ball in over the head of Figueroa and out of bounds. So Edwardsville now will get the throw in. Popped back up into the zone and into the box by Corzine. Gabe Knoll comes out. Takes that on a hop. And we'll let the crowd clear before he sends it back down. Tag Baker trying to go in for another block. Or that was Copatelli this time. Baker had one earlier. Baker, that's him right there, trying to get the ball for Collinsville in the center circle. Instead, it's sent back into the Edwardsville zone, and Vlasic will send it back to Raider, and Raider will scoot it across the ground. All the way back, it comes to Vlasic. Now Hensler with it. Hensler over on the far side, trying to get it around. Shiragi tried to get that ball out of there, but he either mishit it or that one was, well, there's another lightning strike. Well, referee didn't blow the whistle yet. Maybe they didn't see that one. How could you not? Well, I'm looking right at it. The referee's facing this way, so maybe he didn't see it. Here's Loftus on the near side sideline, and he gives up, and Figueroa sends it out of bounds. Actually, it touched. Substitution coming in. That was off of a Edwardsville player and out of bounds. Clock continues to run. 13:25 left to play here in this second half, if we can get by it without any more lightning strikes. Collinsville has the lead, and one more lightning strike may result in the game being over. I'm not really sure. Getting kind of late, so who knows if they would stop it and just call it a game. Couldn't do that when it was tied 3-3, but with a 4-3 Collinsville lead, they can. Let's hope Collinsville can maintain that and not give anything up. Here is Colpatelli, who has 2 goals in this game. He lost control of it, but it goes over onto the far side, and Collinsville sends the ball up that sideline over there. Back out in front of the Collinsville bench, it goes out of bounds, and Edwardsville put it there, so Collinsville will have a throw-in. 12.5 minutes to play here in this second half. Collinsville up 4-3. Comes right back to Vlasic. And into the box where it's scooped up by Knoll. He punches it out quickly. And off of the head of Corzine. Pops right down onto the foot of Loftus. And now back over to Weller. Loftus gets it back again. Trying to find Weller. This time it goes off of a couple of different bodies. And now Doyle has it. He has a goal in this game as well. Over on the far side, a double team there trying to keep Doyle from penetrating farther into the offensive zone. It goes out of bounds, and Doyle throws the ball in. Comes down. Collinsville sends it up the sideline. Over there is Redden. Redden, he waits, sends it into the middle, popped over and trying to find Colpatelli, but Colpatelli's over there with 3 Tiger defenders, so he wasn't going to get very far even if he did get it on his feet, most likely. And back over to this side now for Loftus. Loftus trying to get it around Corzine. He does so with a pass as Frecker is there trying to fight off Cooper Nolan. Nolan on the right wing makes a nice move. Collinsville steps up, though, and I believe that one of the players just got a kick in the shin. As we approach 11 minutes to go here in this second half. Ball ends up going across the end line. Edwardsville gets a corner kick. Coming from Jacob Doyle. It's in the air and out front. Shot blocked out by the defense, and across the end line it goes again. And another corner kick coming up for Edwardsville. This one's going to be from the far side corner. So Jacob Doyle will move from one corner to the next. And his second corner kick in as many tries is headed right out of the box by Collinsville. Figueroa will try to beat Sneed to it and chase it down. Sneed goes down. Figueroa stays up. Collinsville has a player back, and they have a chance at a goal shot here. Here is Colpatelli trying to get around the lone defender. He does. Oh, man, for a minute I thought he did, but then nice play there by Parker Matthews to get that ball off of Colpatelli's foot and send it out of bounds. Throw in coming here for the Kahawks. It'll be Frecker as we're under 10 minutes to play here in this second half. Frecker ready with the throw in. On the way, right in the middle, off of a head out front, and Frecker is going to go chase it back down again. Frecker, near side sideline. Another throw-in coming for Dalen Frecker. This one stays a little bit closer out in front, and over to the other side it goes, and Edwardsville trying to get it out. They can't. Shot and a goal! Off of a rebound. Yair Figueroa gives Collinsville a little breathing room. And it is 5-3 in favor of the Kahawks. With 9:15 left to play here in this second half. Figueroa picking up goal number 4 on the year. And Collinsville supplies a little breathing room, and more importantly, if we have another lightning delay, they might go ahead and call it a final. Yeah, I hear that. Collinsville dropped the third game over in the gym, so O'Fallon wins 2-1 over the junior varsity Lady Kahawks and 2-1 over the varsity team. That last game was 25-22. The first two were 25-23, all 3 close games, and that really bodes well for the Lady Kahawks as they await the playoff schedule to come out tomorrow. And with the early start here in the soccer game, I did not have any time to look and see what the seedings look like. I would imagine that Collinsville probably has a 5 or a 6. Clock stopped, or not the clock stopped, but game stopped, and we have 8:10 left to play. Big thank you to Lydia Fluss providing me the scores from over there, although it took a while. But I'm dealing with a teenage girl. I got one at home the exact same age. Matter of fact, Lydia and my daughter were friends back in their days in Holy Cross. Oh, there's a couple of bodies that run into each other. That's going to be a foul that's going to go against Peyton Hawk, I believe, for Edwardsville. And Collinsville is going to get a free kick here from about 35 yards away. It's going to be taken by Nick Corzine. Now Corzine is going to go over to the bench, get some instructions from his coach, and get back to action. Corzine shot, right off of the body of Knoll. A rebound came out, but he jumps on top of it before any further damage can be done. And now the Kahawks have to play a little bit of defense. Here is Loftus. Loftus on this near side. Just 7 minutes to go here in this second half. Sends it into the box where he finds Weller. Weller circles, looking for someone to pass it to, and he gets a little tug from behind. No call. Copatelli gets his foot on the ball and then was off a Sneed. Copatelli gets it back, and then Tag Baker sends the ball up the sideline. Running it down is Will Martin. He loses a defender, trying to get past that defender, and it looks like they were doing a little tugging on each other over there. And then the last defender, the last part of the defense, Parker Matthews, got his foot on the ball and sends it back out. Over here to this side now for Loftus. Loftus for Edwardsville. Sends it up, and he finds Andrew Mills. Back over to Loftus, near side sideline. He gets past Hensler, but the ball rolls right to Corzine, and Corzine will send the ball up, but not before a whistle against Collinsville. We'll give the Edwardsville Tigers a free kick here, as we are under 6 minutes to go here in this second half. Loftus will take this one. It'll be right on the sideline, about 45 yards away from Logan Rader. It's popped up, and it bends out to the left, and then it comes down, and a shot on goal. Oh, what a save there by Logan Rader on a hard shot by Kurt Wright. That ball pops all the way back out. Now over on the far side, Collinsville gets it and sends it up into the nighttime sky. There's Copatelli. He's there, but he can't quite get it. Coming down with it is Andrew Mills. And a whistle on the play. This time the call is going to go against Edwardsville. Collinsville will get a free kick out of this, but it's going to be a long one. Sent into the sky and down onto the foot of Matthews once again. He pops it up right at midfield. Hensler had to settle it down, but he actually took his eye off of it for a second. Now another chance here for Wright. He comes in, and actually that one was Cooper Nolan. And the ball goes over the end line, and we're going to have a corner kick coming up here for Edwardsville. And they want the clock stopped. 4:46 left to play. And looks like we may have we have substitutions for one. As Jacob Doyle is ready to take yet another corner kick here. Clock starts. Corner kick on the way. It's high and out the other side off of the midsection of one of the Kahawks, and that one goes in, or does it? I think that was a goal. Couldn't even tell you who scored it. I could not tell you who scored it. There was a host of bodies out front, and that went in off of somebody. And it's a one-goal game once again. 5-4. They're going to give it to Eli Bateman. Here is Knoll. He'll pop the ball up. So now we have a one-goal game, and it's getting late. 4:20 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville trying to corral the ball and keep it out of the Edwardsville zone. They do so. That was a nice steal. And then the ball off of a body, and that was Wes Hensey that's out there that got that. That's the first time I've called his name all night. And now Edwardsville sends the ball back down. Collinsville gets a hold of it, sends it back, but it's going to have too much juice on it. It's going to go right to Knoll. He'll send it right back, and right in the middle of the midfield circle off of the head of Vlasic. Over on the far side, Hensey trying to chase it down. He can't. And a throw-in coming for the Edwardsville Tigers right at midfield. 3:40 left to play here in this second half, and a whistle will stop that action, and Collinsville will get a free kick over here on this far side, about 70 yards away or so from the goal occupied by Gabe Knoll. Clock continues to wind. Collinsville needs to keep the ball right down here where it's heading right now. Right in front of the box on the offensive zone. Colpatelli gets it, throws it. Oh, that one goes right on top of the net. Knoll knocked it up there, so it's going to be a corner kick coming for Collinsville. And it'll come over here from this near side. And it'll be Nick Corzine who will take this corner kick. Here it's coming. On the way, it's down on the ground out front, and a swipe job there by Martin. Couldn't find the mark. Here is a Lawrence shot that goes right through the football uprights. That should be worth 3 points. And we would be up 8-4. That's okay. 2.5 minutes to go. Nolan wasting no time getting that ball back out. Off of the head of Hensey and right back to where it came from. And Edwardsville in a little trouble now as bodies go down in the box. Edwardsville sends it back out front. Colpatelli tries to send one toward the net, but that one had a little bit too much spin on it. And Knoll comes all the way out over on the far side and eventually has to pick it up as Collinsville was closing in on it. In front of the Collinsville bench, the ball flies right by him. Out to midfield. Edwardsville in desperation mode now. 2 minutes to go here in this second half. Tigers bring the ball up into their offensive zone, trying to push it into the box. Off a body it goes. Jacob Doyle wasting no time. He throws it in, and a couple of bounces later, it's right into the hands of Logan Rader. 1:40 left to play here in this second half. Rader taking his time. He finally gets it back out and pops one up into the sky and out into Collinsville's offensive zone. Kahawks trying to get a hold of it to keep it down there. Baker got a head on it for a moment, but it comes down to Loftus. Loftus sends it on up to his offense. Here is Weller. Weller trying to circle around the Collinsville defense. Does so. Ball comes out. There's a shot and off of the goalpost, and that's going to come out all the way. I think that actually came out of off of one of the things behind the net, and it came right back onto the field. So it goes across the end line. Collinsville will have a goal kick restart. 1 minute to go here in this second half. Logan Rader sends it up, not quite to midfield. Pops straight up into the air in front of the Edwardsville bench. Off of the head now of Lawrence. Collinsville trying to settle it down and get it into their offensive zone, so we won't have much of a problem. Vlasic sends it that direction. Edwardsville sends it right back. Vlasic still there. Now the ball popped up in front of the box. Corzine keeps it from going inside the box. Colpatelli got a foot on it. Now Hensey out there trying to get a foot on it. Collinsville sends it up to midfield. Here is Parker Matthews sending it up to Loftus with 25 seconds to go. Ball knocked out of bounds by Corzine. The ball going to come back in as the ball boy throws it in. Here is Bateman who will throw it into the box. Bounces in, and then off of a head, back over to Loftus. Loftus from the right wing, off of the chest of Corzine. Collinsville's Frecker gets it out to midfield. We have 6 seconds to go. Edwardsville tries to settle it down. They pop the ball up. It's going to be in the box. It's going to come down, but there's not going to be enough time as the clock strikes 0. Collinsville wins this one 5-4 to hand the Edwardsville Tigers their only Southwestern Conference loss on the year. Man, oh man, what a game that was. Delays and action all over the place. 9 goals scored in this game, and that was some excitement for you. Collinsville will finish their Southwestern Conference year with a record of 6-4. Edwardsville will finish the Southwestern Conference at 9-1. Tigers only lost their 4th game of the year here tonight, while Collinsville improves their record to 10-8. Time now for the postgame show, brought to you by Cullip Jennings Florist. Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials. Right now, still all about fall. The fall special going on, a dozen fall flowers in a lovely vase for you, all for $35. Give Cullip Jennings a call, 344-0404, or online at cullipjennings.com. Collinsville holds on to win a weird and wacky game, 5-4 our final. Postgame show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Cullip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Do we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their 3rd year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com. The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahawks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Kahok Stadium. 5-4, Collinsville holds on to win a wacky game here tonight over the Edwardsville Tigers in some boys soccer, handing the Tigers their only Southwestern Conference loss on the year. The Tigers, they captured the crown, but they will finish at 9-1 instead of 10-0. And Matt Benway, one of the assistant coaches, joining us now. And 9-1 sounds a lot better than 10-0, right?
Oh, always. You know, it's always good to beat the Tigers.
Always good to beat the Tigers. You ever seen a game like that, man? 2 lightning delays and then just back-and-forth action.
I've seen a ton of back-and-forth action, but for 2 teams to come out and constantly play hard, even with lightning delays, it's got to be tough on them. And we tried our best to keep them motivated, get them ready to come out even with the lightning delays because we wanted to get this game in, and we knew we were going to get it in.
I would imagine the worst part would be being in the locker room, soaking wet, waiting for a lightning delay to end. I mean, it's uncomfortable to be in wet clothes. When you're out there playing, you probably don't notice it because you're playing, the adrenaline's running, you're not noticing things like that. But then you get these kids in a locker room and you tell them they got to sit here for a half hour in wet clothes. That can't be fun.
No, and our biggest challenge was just keeping them motivated in there. They wanted to get in there and talk about some other things. We just had to sit them down and say, hey, we got a game to still focus on, and you got to be ready to come out.
Anthony Calpatelli got us on the board first, ends up with 2 more goals here tonight. That's 7 goals scored by him in the last 3 games.
He is officially our goal scorer now. He's come out and he's really proven himself in the past couple of games and done an excellent job and done exactly what we've asked him to do.
Redden and Hensler got goals in the first half as well, but man, the Edwardsville Tigers, there was no fighting, no stopping them. 2 seconds left in the first half, and they get another one to keep it close.
Yeah, and all their goals came off of set pieces on corner kicks. We just talked to him that last goal. It just gets to the top of the box. Nobody steps, and he does a good job of putting it in the back of the net. And when we went in the locker room at halftime, we talked to him, and we got that sorted out. So then we came out the second half, and we did our job.
Yeah, here Figueroa scores a goal to give you guys a 5-3 lead. Felt nice and comfortable then, but man, Edwardsville came right back, and it turns out Figueroa has the game winner.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected it to go in. Goalie makes a great save, and unfortunately, it just, I guess, slips through. Thanks for being wet.
Yeah, exactly. There's some pluses to being wet out there, isn't there? Besides that, Logan Rader, both goalies had their challenges tonight. Wet ball, spinning ball, players in front of them, they probably got off of a head ball, splash right into their eyes as they're probably trying to make a save. It's not easy out there to be a goalkeeper in this kind of rain, is it?
No, and when a ball bounces right in front of you off of a shot, it actually adds speed when it's wet, and it's a lot harder to make that save than typical because it slows down for you. In this, there's no slowing down; it's coming right at you, and you got to be ready for it.
And a couple of goals went in off of rebound opportunities.
Yeah, and it's hard to hold on to the ball, and we make that clear. So we always tell our boys, hey, Logan's going to do his job to make that initial save. You got to back him up and help him out and get that out of there for him.
No rest for the weary. You guys have Father McGidney tomorrow. It's a long week, isn't it?
It's been a long week. This is going to be our 4th game this week.
Yeah.
So it's been a rough week.
And I will I'm not doing that game, obviously. I got to go to Mattoon and do some football. But next week, Tuesday, I'll be here for the St. Mary's game, the last game of the year before the playoffs start. So thanks for the visit.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Matt Benway, the assistant coach, one of the assistant coaches for Collinsville, as the Kahawks hold on to win this one tonight by a final score of 5-4. And that is going to do it for our broadcast. It's been a long day. We've been here since, about 3:45, and the game was supposed to start at 5, so it ended up taking 3 hours to get one game in. And we're all tired and ready to go home and call it a night, so that's what we're going to do. We're heading out early tomorrow. Right after I get off of work, we're going to Mattoon. The Green Wave are awaiting the arrival of your Collinsville Kahok football team. That game is scheduled for a 7 o'clock start. We'll be on the air about 6:40 with pregame coverage. And until then, my name is Todd Duke. Everyone have yourselves a fine evening.